Hello, everyone, and good evening. I hope you guys are all well. I've got a bit of a throat problem, but we'll try to manage everything as we go along. Today, we're going to carry on with faith above reason as usual, and with item number 24. If you have any questions, shoot them through as usual, and we will try to fix them up. I hope I can fix me up as well. Okay, Rabash article number 23. This is excerpt 24. We must believe in the sages who tell us that all our work, however we work, if the person attributes the work to the Creator, even if it is in utter lowliness, the Creator enjoys it. The person should be happy that he can do things while in a state of lowliness. The person should tell himself that he enjoys this work, which is entirely above reason. Reasonably thinking, this work is not considered work, meaning an important act that the Creator enjoys. Yet he believes in the sages who told us that the Creator does enjoy, but this is above a reason. All right, as usual, let's read it twice. Okay, just turn the screen a little bit. Okay. We must believe in the sages who tell us that all our work, however we work, if the person attributes the work to the Creator, even if it is in utter lowliness, the Creator enjoys it. The person should be happy that he can do things while in a state of lowliness. The person should tell himself that he enjoys this work, which is entirely above reason. Reasonably thinking, this work is not considered work, meaning an important act that the Creator enjoys. Yet he believes in the sages who told us that the Creator does enjoy, but this is above reason. Okay. When we are bestowing or trying to work to bestow, obviously we don't know what bestowal is. So when we're working against our nature and we don't know what bestowal is, we can only imagine what bestowal is according to our imagination, but not according to what real bestowal is, because we're not there yet. If a person is not there yet, the person has to somehow trust what the Rav says or what the Kabbalists say, because we're not there yet. As we are growing up, we have to trust what our parents say, because we're not there yet. Okay, we're not grown up. We are growing up. So as we grow up, we're taking their recommendation. Same thing here. So the Kabbalists are saying, listen, even though you're not in bestowal and you've got no role there at the moment, the Creator still takes this as your work. Just like we attribute things that our children do to them when they're growing up. So we're happy that they're growing up. They're doing all kinds of stuff that, make them grow up. They play all kinds of games, and from that, they grow up. So we're happy with that. So they go to kindergarten, they go to primary school, they do all kinds of activities. They're doing really serious work. In our eyes, it is important in the Creator's eyes, because he sees that this is how we're growing. Okay, so that is what we got to trust. Just like we're happy when our children in kindergarten do some silly painting, right? And they bring it home, and we're really happy about it. The Creator is happy with all the mistakes and the silly things that we're doing as well. But the Kabbalists are saying, relax, okay? Because we're just like kids now. So the creator is happy. Okay, so you have to understand this is laws of nature. The same thing. Our relationship with the creator is like, our relationship with mom and dad. So if you've got small kids, or if you've got children, or if you raise them, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Same thing here. Any questions? Let me know, guys. If there is one. Okay. Ingrid is asking, so we're doing everything in order to make the creator happy? Well, if we're working to get to the purpose of life, if that's our intention and that's what we're working for, then the creator is happy, because that's what the intention is. The intention is actually for us to grow up, so the creator is happy with that, just like we're happy with our kids when they're growing up. Okay. Let's see what we've got. Item number 25. A person should say that although he is in utter lowliness, meaning he is still immersed in self-love and still cannot do anything above reason, the Creator still gave him a thought and desire to engage in Torah and mitzvot, and has also given him some strength to be able to overcome the spies who speak to him and poke his mind with their arguments. And still, he has some grip on spirituality. At that time, a person should pay attention to this and believe that the Creator is tending to him and guides him on the track that leads to the king's palace. It follows that he should be happy that the Creator is watching over him and gives him the sense as well. Okay, so let's read that again. A person should say that although he is in utter lowliness, meaning he is still immersed in self-love. So we've got to actually realize that we are immersed in self-love, right? This is like good recognition. Okay, so if we come to that kind of recognition in the work, it's really good. And still cannot do anything above reason. So we understand we're weak. We can't go above our desire to receive. That's also okay, no problem. The Creator still gave him a thought and desire to engage in Torah and mitzvot, which is the wisdom of Kabbalah and engaging in correcting ourselves, and has also given him some strength to be able to overcome the spies who speak to him and poke his mind with their arguments. So despite the fact that our desire to receive is arguing inside of us a little bit, we should be happy that the Creator brought us here. He's given us the opportunity to study, and he's placed us inside an environment where we can actually grow. And still, he has some grip on spirituality. So at least we've got something, okay? At that time, a person should pay attention to this and believe that the Creator is tending to him and guides him on the track that leads to the king's palace. It follows that he should be happy that the Creator is watching over him and gives him the descents as well. So we have to understand that everything we're going through, the ups and the downs, they all come from the Creator. And specifically, because they all come from the Creator, it's good. It's good because it means he's working on us. If I didn't have any descents, I wouldn't think that the Creator is working on me. Okay, so he's teaching us. So everything I'm going through, all the bad things included, they're all coming from the Creator. And we should be happy with that because he is not leaving us alone. Okay, a lot of people go through a lot of stuff and they want the Creator to leave them alone. Okay, but that's not what we want to do. Okay, we don't do that. Okay, specifically because he's like, I don't know, he's like squeezing you. It's like those, it's like those mums who really love the kids, and they squeeze them, and kissy, kissy, kissy all the time. And the kids like, give me a break, mom. Okay, so that's like the Creator's love as well. It's like really hugging us and loving us. Okay, so we get a little squeezed, and it's true when we love our kids as well. We squeeze them up a little bit. Okay, it's just a sign of love. That's just how it is. Okay, so that's just how it is. Okay, let's go to the next one, number 26. A person should believe, as much as he can understand, that the Creator is giving him the ascents, since certainly a person cannot say that he himself receives the ascents, but that the Creator wants to bring him closer. This is why he gives him the ascents. Also, a person should believe that the Creator gives him the descents as well, because he wants to bring him closer. Therefore, every single thing that he can do, he must do, as though he's in a state of ascent. Therefore, when he overcomes a little during the descent, it's called an awakening from below. Each act that he does, he believes that it is the Creator's will, and by this itself, he is rewarded with greater nearing, meaning that the person himself begins to feel that the Creator has brought him closer. Okay, so this is also nice as well. Rabash is giving us a lot of tips, guys. Okay, so let's be thankful for that. Let's start reading again. A person should believe. Okay, should believe means obviously I'm not there yet. Okay, but the Kabbalists are saying, listen, you should believe that this is how it is. As much as he can understand that the Creator is giving him the ascents, since certainly a person cannot say that he himself receives the ascents, but that the Creator wants to bring him closer. This is why he gives him the ascents. Okay, so the ascents are a feeling that we're actually close to the Creator. Okay, this is important. The ascents are times when we feel elevated in the work. And specifically at those times, I have to make an extra effort. Okay, so if I feel good, I feel elevated in my spiritual work, I have to add to my work. Okay, don't miss out on that, because that's the opportunity. Okay. Also, a person should believe that the Creator gives him the descents. Now, if I add work when I'm in an ascent, when I'm in a descent, I'm going to use the credits I got when I was adding in the ascent. Okay, get it? So when I'm working and I've got energy and I'm doing something, it's good if I do it. Because when I go through the ascent, I'm going to be using the energy I accumulated when I did something in the ascent. The descent is given to a person so that he or she can evaluate the descent during the elevation or the extra study he or she did in the ascent. Okay, does that make sense? Right? So when I'm feeling in an ascent, I'm putting some extra work into it. When I'm in a descent, I've got some extra coarseness, extra aviyut. Now I'm using that elevated state from the previous time to kind of like work on my descent. Okay. So a person should believe that the Creator gives him the descents as well, because he wants to bring him closer. Without the descent, you can't get closer to the Creator, because a descent means I've got more egoism revealed to me. More egoism means more love I need to build on top of it. So if I don't have a descent, which is the revelation of more egoism, I cannot build more love. Therefore, I cannot get closer to the Creator. So the core, the heaviness that we feel in the work is a necessity so that we can build the next level to get closer to the Creator. This is how we overcome problems, overcome obstacles, overcome situations of darkness. Therefore, every single thing that he can do, he must do as though he's in a state of ascent. So despite the fact that I am in a descent, I work just like I would in an ascent. I keep my framework. I come to the lessons. I keep doing the responsibilities that I've got in my 10 or in my group, in my, whatever we're doing, dissemination, I don't know, whatever role you may have. You keep doing that stuff. You keep moving forward as if nothing has gone wrong. Okay, you just keep moving. Therefore, when he overcomes a little during the descent, it is called an awakening from below. Now, when I'm in a descent, if I keep going, it means I'm awakening the Creator from below. Okay, so his awakening is from above. It can be an elevation, ascent, or a descent. Okay, my awakening from below is my reaction to what he did to me. Okay, does that make sense? This is how we build a relationship with the Creator. Okay, this is why the Kabbalists are saying you got to believe that everything comes from the Creator, the ascent and the descent. So then it's the onus is on me to reply to his reaction. Okay, so I got to like kind of like he's throwing the ball to me, I'm throwing it back. Okay, so like playing table tennis. Each act that he does, he believes that it is the Creator's will. Why? Because there's none else besides him. Okay, so whatever happens to me is the Creator's will. So I just have to integrate myself correctly into the flow of things. And by this itself, he is rewarded with greater nearing. Why? Because if I relate everything to the Creator, okay, I can actually move forward in happiness, right? So then my life becomes me and the Creator alone. It's just me and him. That's all. Nobody else. Nobody else is doing anything. The world is not doing anything. Nobody's doing nothing. It is only the Creator and me. So when I get into that flow, then the Creator and I flow together. And it's like we're both walking together. Okay. And that's called nearing, meaning that the person himself begins to feel that the Creator has brought him closer. And that's why he's getting a sensation that he's close to the Creator, because he's not relating whatever he's going through, he's not relating it to himself or to anybody else, just the Creator. And that is his focus point. Okay, any questions? Okay. Karen's asking, using the credits from the descent, is that like awakening the dawn? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm like working before the Creator brings stuff to me. Okay. So it's like I said, it's like a table tennis. Okay. Normally when people feel good, they relax. But if you don't relax, okay, if you keep pushing forward, whether you're in an ascent or descent, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you're going through. As long as you just keep pushing forward, okay, then you're accumulating credits. Because first of all, you're not letting go of the work. Second of all, you're going above your reason. Why? Because you don't care whether you feel good or bad. You just keep going. Okay. So a lot of people in life leave things when they feel bad from something. But if you keep going, you're definitely going to be successful, right? No matter what you do, if you keep, pounding it, it's going to work out for you. So the question here is this: if I can keep moving forward, despite my good or bad feelings, it doesn't matter. then I can get to a state where I'm constantly working in spirituality, disregarding any feeling that I'm in. Okay, so I'm not affected by the feeling that I'm in. I'm above the feelings. Do you know what I mean? I'm not above the feelings, but I'm above the desire to receive for myself. Let's just call it that way, because we are sensual beings. We're always going to feel something, okay? But there, I'm feeling as if I'm above my desire to receive for myself. Okay, does that make sense? And that's called nearing the Creator, because I'm constantly going above my personal calculations. How does one begin to relate to the Creator? Well, we just read it. Let's read it again. Item 26. A person should believe, as much as he can, understand that the Creator is giving him the sense, since certainly a person cannot say that he himself receives this sense, but the Creator wants to bring him closer. This is why he gives him this sense. Also, a person should believe that the Creator gives him the sense as well, because he wants to bring him closer. So try to relate to every situation that you're getting from the Creator. What doesn't matter, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, it doesn't matter. That everything is coming to you from the Creator. Nobody else. It's not your friends doing anything. It's not your parents, not your kids, not your friends, nobody. All right? Nobody is running the world. It's not Biden. It's not Putin. It's not anybody else. Okay? Everything that's happening to me every moment of my life is coming to me from the Creator for one reason: to bring me closer to the purpose of life. So if I think in that way, then I relate to everything that happens to me like a dialogue between me and the Creator. And there's nothing else, nobody else, okay? And that is something we're going to get used to doing. Okay, we just have to get used to doing this all the time. There's just me and the Creator and nobody else. All right. So first of all, it's like something we need to believe, but you can treat it like a science and assume that that's how it is. Okay? Despite the fact that I don't feel the Creator right now, the Kabbalists are saying this is the situation, right? Everything comes from the Creator. Even though I'm not there yet, I will assume, for the benefit of the exercise, okay, for the benefit of the exercise, I'm going to assume that that's the case. And I'm going to start to try to relate to the situation as such. Okay? And then let's see what happens. Okay, so now I'm working the best as I can, as much as I understand, just like he says. And then we're going to see what's going to happen. And then we've got something to talk about. Okay? All right. Let's read another one. And then let's call it a night, because my voice is just not going to cut it. Okay. Let's do one more. 27. When he began to work, there had to be some pleasure and reward for which the body agreed to this work. Afterwards, when he was permitted to see that there is the matter of for the sake of the Creator, because a mitzvah induces a mitzvah, and he had to ask to be delivered from exile, then he runs from the exile. How does he run from the exile? It is by saying that he will not succeed in this work. Thus, what does he do? He puts himself to death, meaning leaves the work and returns to corporeal life, which is regarded as the wicked in their lives are called dead. It follows that where he should have asked for redemption from exile, he runs from the exile and puts himself to death. This is, as it is written, the ways of the Lord are straight. The righteous will walk in them, and transgressors will fail in them. However, he should go above reason. A descent in spirituality does not mean that now he has no faith. Rather, now he must do more work. And the previous faith is considered a descent compared to this work. Okay, so this is good. This is how we need to relate to the situation. Okay, so when he began to work, there had to be some pleasure and reward for which the body agreed to this work. This is how we feel when we first come to Kabbalah, right? We feel like we're going to get something out of it, because we would not start it if we didn't feel like we were going to profit from it. So every student of Kabbalah comes to Kabbalah with ego, with a big desire to receive something. And that's perfect, okay? That's the way it should be. Afterwards, when he was permitted to see that there is the matter of for the sake of the Creator. So afterwards, as we study more and more, we begin to understand that we have to bestow to people. And we're thinking, that's nuts. We don't want to do that, okay? So the more that sinks in, the more the person starts to feel like, I'm not doing that, okay? But because we've been working until that time, it says, because a mitzvah induces a mitzvah, because we're studying, the study is inducing more study. Okay? It's like a chain reaction. Why? Because also I'm getting answers to my questions. So the Creator is like luring us in like a fish. Okay? So you find yourself like you can't get out. Okay? Then what happens then? And he had to ask to be delivered from exile. Then he runs from the exile. So what happens is the person studies, and begins to see that nothing's happening. Okay. And he's wasting his valuable life. Okay. Think of me, days are going by. What have I got? Zilch. Okay. That's how he sees it anyway. Because the work becomes apparent that it's supposed to be bestowal and I'm not supposed to be getting anything. So nobody wants to agree. They want to run away, okay? Which is the wrong thing to do, which is what he's saying here, right? When a person understands that the work is to bestow, he wants to run away, but he shouldn't run away. This is exactly seeing the truth, okay? How bestowal is against our nature. We don't want it. We want to run away from it. And it's good that he saw that, because that was his reward. Because the wisdom of Kabbalah is called the wisdom of truth. It should bring you to see the truth. And the truth is painful. Okay. And that's fine if you don't run away. So what should the person do? All right. Okay, so he shouldn't leave the work, because if he leaves the work and goes back to corporeality, that's it, it's game over, right? You got a few more lives, a few more years in your pocket, and you're going to end up dead, okay? No running away from that, unfortunately, okay? So a person sometimes goes back into corporeality, hoping they'll have at least a few good years, okay? But that's just wishful thinking, okay? Wishful thinking, because think about it. The reason you were looking for spirituality before was because you had a bad time. Okay. Thinking going back there, you're going to have good time is just silly. Okay. It just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It's like making the same mistake again. So the Kabbalists are saying, listen, don't make that mistake. Instead, you've come to see the truth. Carry on. How should I carry on? Great opportunity to turn to the Creator and say, listen, dude, I need some help here. All right. And that's exactly how you build a connection with the Creator. If you run away, you're missing on the chance to lure him in. Okay. Because he lured you in, and now it's your chance to lure him in. All right. So you got to roll him in. So it's this, like I said, it's like this table tennis. Okay. So now, despite the fact that I want to run away, okay, my desire is to want to run away and get away, I decide not to, because the study mitzvah induces another mitzvah, brings me to an understanding that I shouldn't run after my desire to receive pleasure for myself. And I should now not run away, but ask the Creator for some help, just like our children come to us and ask for help from us. And that's how we build a connection with our kids. Okay. Who is the God of the children? The parents, because they ask for everything from the parents. So your mom is like your God, because you're a kid. Who are you going to get anything from if you don't ask your mom? All right? Just think about it. Okay. So your parents are like your God when you're children, because you've got no one else to ask anything to. So we're growing up in spirituality. The Creator is our God. So we've got no one else. We've got no one else to ask for anything. Okay. And that's how you build a connection, just like kids build a connection with us through this desire to receive things, desire for, I don't know, toys, desire for chocolate, anything they want. Okay. They come to us and we build a relationship with them. We teach them what to give, what to take, how to give, how to take. And that's all we do, right? So we raise them by teaching them this game of giving and taking. So the Creator's got to do the same thing. Well, how's he going to do it if you run away? Okay. So you got to now call the Creator in and say, listen, give me a hand. And then the Creator can help. Okay. And on that positive note, I'll see you guys next time. Now, is there a question? There is a question. Okay. There is a question. Karen's asking, building a connection with the Creator and trying to lure him in, does it usually keep us on the path? Absolutely. Absolutely. If I constantly turn to the Creator, it will keep me on the path because I'm pulling him and then he's got to pull me. But if I don't relate to him and I run away, there's nothing to talk about. Okay, imagine you're trying to build a relationship with someone and they're turning away and running away. I mean, what can you do? You're like, oh, okay. It's like, game over. Let's move on, So that's how it is. So look at it from the Creator's perspective as well. It takes two to tango, So I got to turn to the Creator. He's got to turn to me, and we've got to play this game together. The truth is, he's always turning to us, but sometimes we feel like his back's turned to us. And it's a descent. And sometimes we feel like elevated, we feel energized, we feel motivated. And that's like he's looking at us and pulling us in. But in both cases, he's helping us out. Okay. So that's why I've got to stick to it. Sometimes we scold our children as well, don't we? If you don't, they're going to grow up like a wild animal. So you got to keep your kids on a leash as well, because they're just like an animal. And if you don't leash them, if you don't, put a framework around them, they're going to be like a wild horse running all over the place. So when they're growing up, you're constantly telling them, don't do that, do this like this. Why are you doing that? You're constantly on top of them. Okay. You're constantly pressuring them, actually. Look at how we raise kids. They're under pressure all the time. We're sending them to school. We're making them do all kinds of things they don't want to do, even getting them to put pajamas on before bed or before going to sleep. For them, it's like, why do I need to put my pajamas on? Just sleep like this. Okay, even that's a drama. You know what I mean? Because the kid doesn't understand. So you have to keep, come on, this is pajamas. You got to put the pajamas on, and every night you're going through the same stuff. Come on, finish your food, eat your dinner, look where you're going all the time. You spend some time with the kids. Your whole hours are constantly telling them what to do and what not to do. That's how it's going. Okay. So just think about it. We're doing the same thing to our children when we raise them. So why are we expecting anything different from the Creator? It's the same thing. Okay. It's the same cycle. So the Creator is constantly pushing us, shoving us, giving us direction. And that's how life is, full of ups and downs. But that's how we grow. And that's why we shouldn't run away. Kids can't run away. They got nowhere to go to. Okay, because they're small. We have to make free choice. Okay, so that's why in spirituality we've got free choice of environment. Okay, I'm going to love you and leave you because my voice is gone. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. Bye-bye.